Welcome back, everyone. Now we've got our course folders in place, and as you can see on my screen, I've only got the 3 that we did before. But ultimately, it would be good to have all of your units that you're doing for that particular learning program all built out, i.e. the major folders in place, which you can drag and drop and then put in the right places. We've also looked at how you can click on the cog and edit the titles and descriptions and publish and unpublish. You can even delete something if it's in the wrong place. And you know what? This Batman unit is so scary that I'm going to actually just delete it right now. I don't think we should teach it. So, boom, deleting Batman. But I do want to start some information into my holes unit, which, as you can see, is still slightly darkened, which means students still can't see that. So I'm going to click on this little downward arrow, and I'm going to hover underneath holes until I get my little green line. And I'm going to add another type of material. And in this step, I wanted to show you how to add these things called pages. Now, a page is pretty much like a web page. It's a page of text or rich text that you can either write up your own copy, or you can copy and paste text from other sites or other documents into it. So when students load up the page, they've got a nice page to see other instructions or content. So I'm going to add a page. And straight away you can see that I have a page title, and then I've got an editor here. Now I want to help these students start off reading this particular novel by knowing some biography or context about the author. So what I did was I did some research, and I've got some text that I want to paste in here and a picture of this author called Mr. ECCO. So how am I going to label this? So what is it? It is Louis. How about writing this? About Louis ECCO. So when the students see that, they go, oh, that's about Louis ECCO. I'm going to read it so I can find out a little bit more about this author. And in here, I can literally type. And you'll notice that it comes up in that font, and it comes up at 12. And straight away, I'm going to tell you that that's a bit small for students to read. So what I want to show you, the first thing to do is, before you do anything in this, change this font to 16. And now you can type it about. But straight away will make it much easier for your students to read it. If you hit enter, it's a hard return and will leave a minuscule gap between the about and the next line. So here's the next line, and you will see it leaves a little gap. So I want to make this into a title, so I'm going to highlight it. I want to click it bold. What you could do, you could highlight this if you wanted to, and you could click on paragraph here and make it into a heading, which makes it bigger. I'm supposed to make it bigger, but I like just keeping them all at 16. Now, what I did was, just before I pressed record, I copied some information from Louis ECCO's website, and I want to copy and paste it in. So I'll highlight the text, and I will go up and I'll click Edit, Paste, and Match Style, or Copy and Paste. And you will see it does not come up like I want it to come up. It doesn't look as nice. All the information's okay, but it's not the same size. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to click on Paragraph. I'm going to make sure it's in Paragraph. Oh, boom, it's made a mess. So Command Z, go back, highlight it again. So remember, you can't break it. Just if it doesn't look good, we just got to fix it. So go back, and I'm going to make it go into 16. Now that's looking much nicer. I've got a couple of Grammarly is telling me I've got a couple of things to sort out here. So I'm going to do it, and you can see that that is still 12. So I'm going to highlight it, go to 16, and now it probably wants me to put a comma in. So I'll highlight that, I'll change it to 16, and now I'm happy with the way this is looking. And I'll put another hard return in there. Now let's say I want to take this paragraph and make it into 2 paragraphs. I could jump onto at there and hit hard. It would make it into 2 paragraphs easier. So basically it's basic word processing. Couple of other things now. All right, let's get a picture and let's get a little bit of media in. And I want to put a picture between the 2 paragraphs. So I'm making a space, get my cursor in the right place. And then I'm going to click this insert content button right here. Boom, click it. And what I want to insert, I want to insert an image or a bit of media, but it's an image. So I click that, and it asks me to upload it. So I just click the attached file, and I happen to have a picture of Mr. Sakar sitting right there. Click on it, and up he goes into my little page. Now you can see it's moved a little bit here, so I'm just going to make it look nice again. And I want to make this a bit bigger, so I'm just going to click on it, and I can drag and drop this image to make it the right size. And I actually want it in the middle of my page. And I think this is looking okay. In fact, there's one last thing I want to show you. You can leave this page title just like this, but what we've noticed is that if we put a little verb in front telling the students what to do with this particular page, it's really helpful. And there's certain things you can do. You can read. You can view, but obviously there's no media, there's no movie in here, so you're not viewing. There's do now. There's these different verbs you can put in front of the name of the page. So I'm just going to put read, because I want the students, when they come in, I want them to read about Louis Sakar, and done. There is my page that should be loading up. And where is it? It will appear underneath or in that folder. And if I click into my whole folder, there will be a whole unit on, well, the beginnings of my unit on Louis Sakar. And if I click onto the page, this is what it looks like for students. And there you go. I've created some information, in this case by typing in a title, adding in some an image, and putting in some text. And I've made it all 16 so that it looks great on a student page. And this is how we add in pages. And pages are really helpful for putting in certain bits of information. Probably we've got enough to start now, so I'm going to click the cog, and I'm going to publish this information for my students. Boom. So when they now log in next to the course, they will see, oh, there's a nice new yellow unit. I wonder what that is. They'll hit it, and they'll go, oh, I can start reading about Louis Sakar. And that's how you get basic information in Pages in ECCO. I hope it was really helpful, and I hope that the labeling information will benefit you and the students in your class.